Hi, I'm Carmen Chicola from Yoga with Carmen, and I'm here to lead you today on a 20-minute yoga sequence designed to open up the heart space. All those pectoral muscles around the lungs, we're going to open them, widen them, and feel good. All right, so come to your mat. I do have a block with me today for our final pose that I'll be using, so I'm going to leave it up at the front. If you don't have a block, I'll show you what you can do with a blanket or even a beach towel. All right, so start on your belly, bringing your hands underneath your forehead. Lay your forehead down. Let your head, your neck, your shoulders, all of that stuff, let it relax into the mat. Feel your thighs sort of get heavy. Let loose. And start to let all the events of your day go. Let them sort of drip into the backs of your hands, spilling onto the mat as you really let your whole body sort of take up more space, grounding into the floor. If you're just starting your day, see if you can bring yourself into this very moment, this very breath, without foreseeing all the things you have to do today. Allow yourself to sort of set an intention for your day. But really get in tune with the idea of practicing self-love during this practice, giving yourself time, listening to yourself as you move through the poses, and nurturing yourself with kind, loving thoughts. The most important relationship that we will ever have is the one that we have with ourselves. So in this moment, let yourself be present to who you are, and make a commitment to practice, even if it's just for these next 20 minutes, to practice self-love. With that thought, I want you to start to rock your head side to side. We're going to leave the lower half of the body nice and relaxed, but we're going to lift up the back of the neck, right? Pressing the forearms down into the floor. Lowering the head back down, trying not to move the shape of the neck. Let the forehead rest. Lift it up again, not trying to move the shape of the neck. This time, slide your hands to your sides, a little off the mat. And then press into the pads of your hands, the palms. Lift up, and on your exhale, slowly, slowly come down. We're going to take that movement a few times, up and down, trying not to move so high that we cause pain. So really feel what the spine is telling you. Lifting up the chest, take a breath in. Focus on keeping that neck nice and steady. so that it remains long and relaxed. Once again, lift up with a breath in. Feel that beautiful opening in the front of the body, and then slowly exhale down. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, lift up the shoulders, and maybe bring the knees a little bit in so that they're under the hips. And we're going to move the spine, engaging the bottom half of the body. So tilt the tailbone up with the breath in. As you exhale, round the spine up and tuck your chin to your chest. And again, inhale into cow posture, exhale into cat. Feels so good to move the spine. So really enjoy this gentle movement and maybe make it a little larger. Take it one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to come to downward dog. So tuck the toes under. Make sure that the pads of your hands are on the floor. As you lift up the hips, bring them back. Really let your hands press forward without having to move them. It's the shoulders that move back. And let your head just dangle from the end of your spine. And start to bend the right and left knee. Maybe slow, but keep the tailbone lifting up. Keep the toes pressing onto the floor. And keep the head and neck nice and loose. Now we're going to inhale forward and we're going to come to that tabletop position. We're going to bend the elbows and we're going to take 3 counts to come down to the floor. All right, I want you to notice the space between your thumbs and see if you can land the belly there, lifting up the chest. Hug the elbows into the ribs. Feel the tops of your feet on the floor, but gently lift the knees up. And then exhale, come to child's pose. Let your hips rest towards your heels. Let your head rest to the floor. I want you to roll your wrists here. And if your head doesn't touch the floor, maybe take your hand or your fist underneath your forehead so that you can relax the head as well. And then you can just switch hands, rolling out those wrists. All right? We're going to come back to downward dog. So press the hands forward. Make sure that the shoulders stay back off of the palms. Let your head fall and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now bend the knees and walk them forward. Make sure you come as far forward as you can, letting your chest and your knees connect. We're going to wrap the arms behind the thighs and pull the nose in towards the shins, letting that neck stay nice and loose. Bringing the hands to the front of the legs, bring your shoulders up, inhale. On your exhale, release and hug yourself back in. Take it again. Press your shoulders up. See if maybe you can pinch them towards each other. Exhale, lower down. Last time. Inhale up halfway, keeping a little bend in the knees. Open the arms wide and pull your belly button up, away from the floor as you rise all the way up to stand. Lift the fingers up, but press the feet down into the mat, making your torso lengthen along the sides. On your exhale, slowly bring your hands through the center, bend your knees, let the chest come down, take your hands flat on the floor. We're going to lengthen that left leg down the mat, drop the knee to the floor, and turn the thumbs to face the ceiling. Lift the fingers all the way up to the sky, and then shift your hips slightly forward so you get a stretch along that back leg. And we're going to open the arms to our sides, maybe pinching the shoulder blades, letting the whole heart space open. Opening up to new possibilities, new movement in the body, whatever it is that feels good. If it feels good to lift up your nose towards the ceiling, go ahead and do that, but keep a firm press in your right big toe. Take the arms back up, inhale. On your exhale, frame your front foot and come to downward dog. Lift that back knee, slide the right foot back, and paddle it out. Give the head a little shake, make sure that neck is nice and loose. And we're going to shift forward back into that tabletop position. Bend the elbows for 3. Really hug them in, 2. And 1, land your belly button, lift up the sternum, keep the length in the back of the neck. Exhale, come to child's pose. Roll the wrists, let the head fall to the floor. Maybe take a little gentle sway from side to side. Reaching those hands forward, come back to your downward dog, tucking the toes under. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Bending the knees, walk the feet all the way to the front of the mat. Again, wrap the arms behind your thighs. Hugging that belly and chest to your lap. Keep your neck nice and loose. Shift the hands to the front of the shins. Inhale up halfway. Little bend in the knees. Open the arms wide. Pull the belly button up as you lift the arms. Lift the shoulders. Lift the ribs off of the bottom half of the body. Bring the hands through the center. Bend the knees slightly. Land the hands on the floor. Take the right foot this time to the back of the mat. Drop the knee to the floor, turn the thumbs up, and rise all the way up. Driving the hips forward, lift up the sternum and open up the chest. Think of a pencil perhaps being in between those shoulder blades so you can pinch them towards each other. Get a little stretch along the front part of the chest. On your inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands on the floor. We're going to come back to that tabletop position and take 3 rounds of cow and cat posture. Lining the movement up with the breath. Inhale as you tip the tailbone up. Exhale as you pull the belly button to the spine and lift the vertebrae up towards the ceiling. Perhaps notice the hands. We tend to go towards the heel of the hands. I want the whole palm to be pressed firmly, fingers nice and soft. Meet me in downward facing dog, tucking the toes under, lifting up the hips, and paddle it out. Bending right and left, working towards those heels, landing on the floor, working towards straight knees. So we're always a work in progress, right? Notice the thoughts that are coming in the mind. We want to keep those thoughts kind and loving, continuing to practice self-love. Look up to your hands. Let's walk the feet forward. Hug yourself back in, pulling your arms behind your hamstrings. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Be sure to keep that little bend in the knees as you reverse this swan dive to stand. Bring the hands to the heart. Lift up the top of your head and let's come to a balance. So bring your hands to your hips. Shift your balance onto that left leg, keeping a slight bend in the knee, so not locking it. We're going to come to a half march. Maybe circle the ankle. I always say stir the soup. And then circle it the other way. Take a deep breath in, lift up those toes. Exhale, plant the foot. Come to that awkward chair position. Sitting the tailbone down, but like a light that reaches up towards the sky, do that with the heart. On your exhale, land the belly, lower the head, but lift the tailbone, fold yourself in. Inhale up, halfway. Plant your hands on the floor. The left foot's going to shoot back. We're going to drop the knee like we did before. Inhale the arms up, open the heart, lift up through the sternum. Moving on, inhale up, plant the hands on the floor, one on each side of the foot. This is a place where perhaps you could use a block under your left hand. If you feel like you're reaching for the floor, this is a nice option. And you can take it on a variety of lengths, all right? We're going to lift the back knee up off the floor. The right hand is going to come to the right hip, and I'm going to turn towards that bent knee. Now notice the back of my leg. See if you can press the soft part of your knee up towards the ceiling as you twist, maybe reaching the right hand up to the sky. Now the more that you reach up, I want you to push into that front foot just the same amount. See if you can suck the muscles to the bone in your straight leg. And then lower that right hand down, framing your front foot. We're going to come to plank pose. So remove the block if you used it. Bring your front foot, slide it back to meet the back foot. Take a breath in here. On your exhale, slowly lower down. If you need to lower the knees, please do. Shift yourself slightly forward so that belly can land. And you can pause here in the baby cobra that we did before, or you can reach all the way up with the heart to up dog. Inhale, and then tap your hips to your heels. Roll the wrists, let your head fall to the mat. I call this pose yoga timeout. This is a time where we pause for a moment to check in. See what the body needs. And then return to the movement. So reach the hands forward. Come to downward facing dog and take a big breath in. And take a big breath out. Looking forward to the front of your mat. Walk the feet all the way up to the hands. Knees are slightly bent if that's in your practice, or you can have them straight, but make sure that the belly is to the thighs and that the head is nice and loose. Inhale up halfway, not locking the knees, keeping a little bend to protect the backs of those ligaments. Open the arms wide, reach the arms up with a breath, and then bring the hands to the heart. Taking them to the hips, we're going to shift our weight into the right foot, lifting up the left leg with a half march, circling that ankle. All right, never lock the knee when you're balancing. Always have a tiny give. It's not bent, but it's not locked. All right, it's just a protective mechanism for the back of the leg. All right, so not to overstrain, especially if you have hypermobility. That's really important. Now, placing the foot down, reach the arms up, come to that awkward chair pose, Utkatasana. Notice the muscles in the back, right? By pulling them down, you're really engaging the muscles, helping our posture, helping strengthen the spine. On your exhale, lift up your tailbone, lower the head and hug the belly in. Inhale up halfway, plant your hands on the floor, take the right foot all the way to the back of the mat, drop the knee, turn the thumbs towards the sky, inhale up and blossom. Open yourself up. Lifting the arms once again. This time the left hand comes to the hip, right hand plants on the inside of that left foot. Lift the right leg up, twisting to the left. Take that left arm to the sky and take a few breaths. Now notice in the neck, if it hurts your neck in any way, to look up. Just shift your focus down. It also kind of helps with balance if you look down. Make sure that left knee is pulling in right to your chest. And then on your next exhale, drop the hand on the pinky side of your foot, bend the knee, meet me in tabletop position, and take 3 cat and cow poses. Returning your awareness to your breath. Perhaps returning your awareness to how your body feels. And returning your awareness to those kind and loving thoughts towards yourself. Nurturing this beautiful relationship with you. Now we're going to come into our final posture. So if you have a block, I will finish in that posture. If you don't, all right, you can use a blanket. You can use a beach towel or a bath towel, all right, and I will show you what to do with it. You're going to roll it up. Notice I have it like so, folded, all right, and then rolling it up. This little roll is very nice. It is going to go the length of your spine, okay? So, sitting on the mat, take your rolled up blanket or a towel and place it at your waist, going lengthwise to the spine. All right, you're going to lay on it. One shoulder is going to be on this side, one shoulder is going to be on the other. If you have the block, you're going to place the block about midway through the back, lengthwise, right, so that each shoulder comes on either side of the block. All right. Once you come down, notice how it feels in the back of the neck. If you feel any pain in the back of the neck, you might need to prop it up. You can use another block. You can use a pillow, right? When you have pain in the neck, you want to make sure that you adjust, that you modify in order not to have that. All right. Now, the legs can rest against each other. You can straighten them down the mat. You can bring the soles of the feet together. But we're elevating the heart space and we're letting gravity open up the collarbone, the pectoral muscles, the shoulders, letting everything fall towards the earth. So whether your arms are to your side, up overhead, or even next to your hips, I'm going to encourage you to open up the palms, bend your elbows, let the arms like cooked pieces of spaghetti just hang from the ends of your shoulders. So we return to that stillness. And it's when we get still that we notice our thoughts. This is sacred time that you spend with you, checking in on you. So take a few moments here. Feel free to stay in this pose for up to 5 minutes. And enjoy. I'm going to demonstrate how to safely and gently come out of this pose. So I'm going to take my hand next to my ear. As I roll over to that same side, I bring the opposite arm to catch myself from the little plop to the floor. I'm going to use my hands against the floor to press myself up, gently coming back up, letting all the blood flow back in its normal circulation pattern. All right? Thank you for joining me. I wish you a wonderful day, and it is truly an honor. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. I hope you join me again. Namaste.